Welcome to Crime Stoppers Case File Chicago. I'm Andy Hale.
And I'm Lisette Guillen.
And without the community involvement, the police department's only as strong as the citizens get involved.
What we're looking for is that magic phone call for somebody to call in and say, hey, this is what I saw, this is whom I saw, and this is the information that I need to give you.
Chicago, like most big cities, has had its fair share of violence and crime. And in most of these cases, somebody saw something. Somebody saw a car go driving down an alley. Somebody saw a suspicious person. Somebody heard gunshots. Somebody saw some part of the crime. And this is the information we need to help us solve these cases. You can do it anonymously. So anything you know, anything you saw, anything you heard, no matter how big or how small, we're really urging you, the community, to come forward. With that information, we can help solve these cases and put these criminals behind bars where they belong.
On November 22, 2010, 15-year-old Kevin Anthony Sanders was sitting in his Cicero home when he received a phone call. The person calling had asked Anthony to meet him in an alley in the 1600 block of South 55th Court. Once Anthony got there, someone began shooting. Anthony was struck and killed. Here's his story.
Anthony, we always called him by his middle name. It's Kevin Anthony, but us family members always called him Anthony. Always a happy baby, always smiling. He was big on the thumbs up sign. A lot of his pictures, he's always smiling. He's got the thumbs up sign, you know, just a big smile on his face, making everybody laugh. Very outgoing, friendly, very playful. He was always just happy, always cheerful.
The good boy is a good boy. The time I have 7, 8 years, 9 years. I used to stay all the time in this house. I take McDonald's, I take the park, I take here, I take all over.
Anthony was always about sports. He played baseball. I signed him up for the Lions McCook Little League. Basketball, I was always taking him, me or my father, his grandfather, always taking him to the YMCA or the Max. The park, he was always playing basketball at the park, or football. He'll enjoy football as well. Those were his 3 top sports.
All the time together. Never live alone. I gotta stay all the time close. I like too much the baseball. Like too much baseball. Oh, when I play baseball.
Anthony was just very, very smart, very intelligent. He had very good grades. He was always on the honor roll. Very smart, very bright kid.
On November 22nd, 2010, officers received a call of shots fired with a subject laying in the alley of 1628 South 55th Court in Cicero, Illinois. Upon arrival, the officers observed a male subject later identified as Kevin Anthony Sanders and determined that he was deceased. They notified paramedics, FD, and detectives. When we arrived on scene, we were unable to determine exactly what occurred at that time, but through investigation, we initially found out from the grandmother that Kevin had received some phone call or possible phone calls stating something to the effect, "I'll meet you in the alley." She did mention she saw him go out there, and after that point she had no further information. Canvass was conducted by other detectives, again, which didn't yield much information at the time. However, we did canvass the fire station, which was down the block. We observed several vehicles driving through the alley within that 4 or 5 minute span the homicide had occurred. Also in the video, surveillance showed 2 male subjects, which appeared to be juveniles. As the investigation continued, we interviewed friends, family members, acquaintances. We attempted to gather more information with possible suspects or motive. We've been unable to do that at this time.
I was at work. It was raining really hard out, and just couldn't get a hold of him. I remember calling him, texting him, "Well, where are you, Anthony? Why aren't you picking up your phone? Why aren't you calling me back?" And my daughter, Taylor, she called me saying, "Mom, something happened. There's a lot of police outside. There's an ambulance outside, and we lived next door, and an elderly lady lived next door." I just figured, maybe it was something with her. She got sick, and when I pulled up in front, right in front of the house, detectives came and they asked me, "Are you Rosa Sanders? And you probably want to sit down for this." And I'm like, "No, I'm not sitting down. What happened? What something happened, to Anthony?" I just thought maybe something, he was just hurt. Not to say, "Oh, he was gone." That he was gone right then and there. That he's been shot.
By the time I come right away home, I park over here in front of my home. You see my door. Yeah, I killed my son because I have my men. But too late. Come too late because this day Anthony come to school at 3 o'clock. I stay home. I just come home. I go out. I see Anthony, it rain too much. I say, Anthony, today no go out. No go out. See the day. Rain, rain, rain. There's no one to listen me. Somebody calling the center for go outside. There's somebody shooting.
Have you been in an accident? Have you been the victim of discrimination or had your rights violated? Have you been injured? If so, the lawyers at Hale Law would love to talk to you. We offer a free consultation. Call me, Andy Hale, 312-870-6926. 312-870-6926. I look forward to talking with you about your case.
On November 22nd, 2010, at approximately 5:04 p.m., officers in Cicero, Illinois received a call of a subject shot in the alley. Upon arrival, we discovered that he resided at 1632 South 55 Court and was found at 1628 South 55 Court. That juvenile subject was later identified as Kevin Anthony Sanders.
We're here at the crime scene where Kevin Anthony Sanders' body was discovered on the night of November 22nd, 2010. We're currently on the 1600 block of 55 Court and Central Avenue. Kevin Sanders, who resides 2 houses down, was at home at the time. According to his grandmother, through an interview conducted by detectives on scene, she related that Kevin had received a phone call, to which she overheard Kevin say, "I'll meet you in the alley." She then observed Kevin exit the residence and walk towards the alley down the gangway. It is believed that Kevin walked down from his residence 2 doors down to this area here, where he was shot twice with a .25 caliber weapon. After discovery of Kevin Anthony Sanders' body, detectives on scene conducted a canvass on the 1600 block of 55 Court and 1600 block of Central Avenue. While speaking with witnesses and locating a camera, security surveillance camera from the firehouse down the alley depicted 3 unknown vehicles that traveled southbound down this alley, as well as 2 unknown male subjects that traveled northbound on this alley. The male subjects appear to be through the teenage years. Prior to getting to 16th Street, they turned westbound down the T alley, closer to the firehouse. At this time, we're looking for any information of the owners of the vehicles and the 2 unknown male subjects that were seen walking northbound down this alley.
Anthony was the first grandson, my first son, my firstborn son, only son, and there's that big missing piece, of him not being here. And my parents have taken it really hard. We lived there when Anthony was born, and my dad took care of him like his own son instead of a grandson, real close. Everyone was real close to him and made everyone laugh, and it's like the whole world revolved around him. My dad taking him places and taking him to the YMCA, taking him to the park, and it's changed us a lot.
It's something every day. It's something every day. The police investigation this, but nobody talk. Can't find nobody. Can't find nobody.
And no matter what detail you have, big or small, even something little, just call. You could remain anonymous. Call the police. I know we're going on 4 years this November. It's been 4 years, and no one's been, held accountable for his murder. And Anthony was just a little boy, 15 years old, still, just a kid, and just want some kind of justice, justice for what they did to him. He shouldn't be out in the streets.
Today the people can talk because going home and making another trouble, killing him, the people can want to talk, but want to talk. Today all kids going on the gun. All kids going, the trouble I got in this world today. The police are not catching these people. Every day, you killing over here. Everybody want to go on the drug. Nobody want to work. Stealing over here, killing over here. For food, for even a little bit the man in the park, for smoke. This is the world today.
If it was happened to your family, you would want, justice.
Again, speaking with the family members, friends, and acquaintances, we attempted to gather more information with possible suspects or motive. We've been unable to do that at this time. What the Cicero Police Department is asking is if anyone out there has any information regarding these vehicles, these two subjects that have been unidentified on the video surveillance, or any tips whatsoever, you can contact the Cicero Police Department at 708-652-2130. You can ask for myself, Detective Rios, or my partner, Detective Soto. Speaking with friends and family, they mentioned he was in sports, he was doing well in school, he had many friends. He was a 15-year-old kid whose life was cut short. We need to stop this type of violence. And again, that's why we ask for your assistance in helping us solve this and possibly any future acts of violence.
This show works. If you know anything about any of the cases you see here tonight, give our detectives a call. Every tip is important. We need to bring justice for our families and help clean up our communities. Thank you for joining us in our fight to solve crime.
Tune in next week to another episode of Crime Stoppers Case Files Chicago.